Right, we're all here, all ready to rock and roll. You all got my email this morning, giving you some of the sort of currency pairs that we should be looking at today and this week. But I'll just go through the emails from Friday and the weekend. So this is coming on the Euro Aussie, which I think was an inside bar on Friday, but this is fair enough to look at. Having bounced again effectively off this horizontal support line of $1.50. Over the year, the Aussie dollar got a bit stronger on Friday, and I think it's carrying on today as well. So now we sort of need to see a cycle underneath here to be looking for shorts. But on this basis, the information we had at the time on Friday morning, this was 7 o'clock, horizontal support, bullish, yes, another ring low, trend line. I presume you started that somewhere else, that's good. No resistance in the way. Hidden divergence. Bullish hidden divergence, yeah. Okay, and that wouldn't have triggered you in, I believe. Yeah, so this is an inside seller bar. It looks like it's carrying on today. I think the Aussie's still a bit stronger today. This breaks this previous high and your selling opportunities are gone, and you'll be looking for long opportunities, so they'll be looking for buying Aussie. So we need to see that cycle above the 50 before we're doing that. So conversely, we need to see this cycle underneath the 50 before you're looking for shorting opportunities. Good. So Aussie dollar short this again Friday. It was looking, things looking good. It would have been a large bar, I believe. Two bars, you can't really see divergence in two bars. So I'm not sure what this is. This is indicating, unless that's your risk reward sort of thing. 1 to 1.6, yeah. And again, you wouldn't have got triggered. Lower highs, lower lows, only just, wasn't it? Moving average resistance, yeah. RSI convergence, yes. Fib resistance, 1. Okay. We can't really have that as a yes. You can't say yes to 1 because that's just effectively a double top. You've drawn the fib in the right place, but in effect it's just a double top, isn't it? I mean, it's not quite the same price, but you're not getting the 786 as support or as resistance there, so you can't have fib as your contributing to your checklist. If it goes past the 786, you want it to be inside the 786, and yes, it's closed inside the 786, but really it's more of a double top in the whole price action, isn't it? But that's, otherwise that's reasonably good. Dollar yen short, yeah, look, technically it is. Fundamentally I don't think so, but technically it's showing us we've had that cycle underneath, and now we're looking for a new short trend. So this, fits our trade rules, but not necessarily. So we've got our, well, not my fundamentals anyway. Lower highs, lower lows, yes. Horizontal resistance. You're not drawing it in there, but yes. Bearish price action, yeah. Below EMA's, correct. EMA resistance, correct. RSI convergence, correct. Yep, it's following price. Fib resistance, well, yes. There's your previous cycle underneath it, and you've got, as you can see, the 618 and the 786. So you could say yes to that. So you've drawn the fib in the perfect place, and you've got the resistance, so that's good. No support on the way. Yeah, there's big support levels on the way down here. Bearish chart pattern. I'm not sure what the bearish chart pattern you are seeing, but you're certainly seeing the sellers, and that's carried on today. Where we're looking at taking it long here. It's rolled over, and which we're getting out. We're now getting, it's not exactly ring high, but we had a lower high, lower low here. And on Friday you could have been trading this short. You'd be effectively at the money at this stage, but there's quite a big resistance around here, around the 100 level. And so you make sure that your risk reward is there too, because that's about the limitations of this trade, I think, is around 100. But that's fits your rules, so that's good. Okay, Aussie dollar, potential swing high on the daily, entry off the 4-hour swing high if triggered. Plenty of resistance above, target 85. Am I on the right track on the Aussie dollar? There was a swing high here. I think going in on the 4-hour, using the 4-hour carries a lot of risk, and I don't really want you guys to be doing that. I prefer you to be, what the hell was that? You're still there? I prefer you to be doing just getting in on the 4-hour once a trend is established. So if you look at something like the pound CAD, there's the 4-hour and going in on a trend that's established. You can see there my stop's now break even, and we're going in on a trend that's established on the daily. Yep. So this daily was established. And I didn't really like it coming off the 20, but it's going. So now we're using the cyclicity on the 4-hour and going with that. Yep. So the entry was there, stop was under here, and I moved the stop this morning after this buyer bar became prevalent here. I don't think that was the close. Yeah, and then it's opened on this bar. So I moved it this morning to break even, and that's the way I want you to use the 4-hour rather than trying to get the swing off early. Re-looked and adjusted the stop loss trade size on these trades, so we'll see some trade entry on closes on XE. This is the Aussie dollar. This came in Friday at lunchtime. Yes. No. Correct. Okay, and you wouldn't have been triggering because your entry was at 89.26, and same with this one. It's yeah, it's closed low, and I think the entry was here, and everybody should have been sitting on that. People got in under this swing over here, and they got in there. Their stop should be under, well, should have been underneath that. And now you got two buyer bars. Your stop should be there and break even. So your stop should be now. But taking a trade on this is you can. I mean, it fits the rules. You got two. You got certainly buying sentiment there, and you still have buying sentiment in this bar here. The concern on this, why do you keep putting that over there? You should be up here. So you're looking at a 520 pip stop, which is pretty large. Not that that's a deterrent, but the deterrent is that you've got to make at least 750 pips out of this trade then to make it worthwhile. That's possible too. The last time this traded, you look at, you're looking at something like this as being 800 pips, yeah, and you would have had, you were looking at, say, 260, let's call it 250, so 750 pips out of this, and you would have got 660, so at least at least 200 bit times. So I think this one is this one would be something that you'd be looking at the shorter time frame. Pound Aussie, the question is, how does having stop it even fit the rules for Pound Aussie? If you had bought this on the day that you should have bought it, which is on this day here, this high test after the ring low, yep, you should have bought it there. You then have two consecutive buy bars, one buy bar, two buy bars, and so you could now be placing your stop loss. Your stop losses should be now at break even underneath that, yeah? Underneath that, which is close enough to being break even. So you got in 5 pips above this bar here, and you might as well just put it at break even plus a couple of pips in there. Two consecutive buy bars. And now that it's a break even, you're risk free. You could look at it again on the shorter time frames by adding to the trade, or you could be just sitting sweet and waiting for the reversal bar. Okay, and on that, I got your email in regards to Ainsley Cubs little course, and if you want to use those chart patterns as a part of your trading, for those of you who did her masterclass, I'm okay with that. Just make sure you take a record of it and include it in your trade list, and make sure you take a screenshot of it so we can analyze the results and see what happened. We must have a record of everything that we're doing. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. I'll try to open this document later. Two questions. 4. Well, it's got your name all over it, so I can't really show it. Dollar yen phase 1 sell. Lower highs below the 50. You're a bit concerned about that the dollar yen is in between the 50 and the 200. Fair enough. Moving average resistance, yes, that's quite clear to see the 50 there. Horizontal resistance, can't find any horizontal resistance. Isn't there a previous high up here somewhere? Got that high and that high, well, that's where we are now. Is that a strong resistance if we look at that? There's one there and there's one there. Yeah, that's not really, is there? there's a minor resistance across there, but it didn't really sort of, it's not that strong. No major level on the 200 moving average in the last swing areas of, parity is a big concern, and that fib that this market has been reacting to for a long time. There's 302, there's the 50, 618. That 50 fib is going to come back into play soon, I think. Fib retracement, yes, to the 786, no trend. Weak, 4 out of 9, 5 out of 9, yeah, it's weak. Then you're risking a quarter of or even less than a quarter of a percent based on the weakness of the score. Okay. Okay, that's all good. The calculator, the size calculator is still not working for me. Waiting for Kurt's version. Okay. That's fair enough. Trading journal. Could you quickly go through the trade journal, please? Oh, look, to me, the trade journal is, you can build your own really, but I think I sent you guys something. Kurt's coming up with his own one, but all this sort of stuff here is going to be in your MetaTrader, in your account history. Yeah. It's going to be in the account history there. So, there's all this auto ID and the your levels of entry and your exit and stuff is all going to be there. So you don't need to record this. All you need to do is record the order ID number, and it carries all of this sort of information. The rest of it is you don't need to know. The only other thing you need in your trade journal is a screenshot. And if you know how to embed that into Excel, well, then happy days. But if not, then all I would do is on your screenshot that you take of MetaTrader or eSignal is I would be taking the screenshot and putting the order ID number on that. The K2A one is around UFX stuff. Yeah, well, the trading journal, what do you need to record in the trading journal? Have a think about it. What you need is your screenshot, effectively, and then what's going on in your your thought process. So you could journal, diarise that on eSignal if you want, or you diarise it somewhere else in such a thing as Excel spreadsheet and cross-reference that with your screenshot and your order ID number, so it's all cross-referenced and we can just match it up. Filling this sort of thing out is tedious, and I don't think necessarily a good way to spend your time. Just order ID number with your analysis on your match that with your analysis onto your screenshot, and have a in the order ID number. If you want it in Excel or in Word, that's up to you. Get a bit inventive and create your own. Just think about what you need to record in the journal, which is the trade analysis, the performance of the trade, which AxiTrade retains anyway, the trade analysis which you do for me, and what was going on through your mind, through your skull. So that's all you need to sort of journal. And how you do that is really up to you. Everybody's different in how they do it. There's no right or wrong in that. Anyway, Kurt's trying to come up with a simple one for you, for everybody really, and so he'll put that out when he's finished with it. I had looked to go long on this but not filled. Low test bar on Friday reinforces trade signal to go long today. Look to go long this pound Aussie. Yeah, look, if you've done all the research, convergence. Yes, you're showing convergence in RSI. Pip cost of dollar. Okay. The stop loss is 510. Your target is 850. 1 to 1.6. Okay, that's good. Keep same entry. Yes, you can keep the same entry. 6 out of 9. Yeah, I mean 500 is pretty big, but if you're looking at 856 pips, it's possible. You know, this move, as we saw, was quite a bit of that. So easily possible. And yeah, being a low test bar, we're still seeing that buying sentiment there. So it's all good. Perry did a journal for the UK prop traders. And I have no idea who Perry is. So the answer to that is yeah, you can still do that because you're still seeing that buying sentiment. The Swiss yen, I suggested, shows bearish price action on E-signal and MetaTrader. Swiss yen, I don't know if that's bearish. I haven't calculated it, but it's certainly it is a seller bar, but it is a higher high and a higher low, which is what we wanted to see, is that sentiment there. And if you get in above the high of this bar, you know, then you've got even more buying sentiment there, which is what you want to do, what you want to see. Okay, so I went in on this on Friday on this little swing low here for a minor amount. It's not a full 1%, but it's the trade's still there. If it makes another high, we're not anywhere near the start of this. We're nowhere near the end of it. When you look at something like that trend there of 1,200 pips, you know, we're 300 into this one. There's still quite a bit of this potentially of this trend to go. When was the last time the 20 was back on the 50? It was back here. Could be doing a bit of rubbish, but let's see how that eventuates. So whilst it's not bearish, it is a seller bar. Higher highs above the moving averages, yeah. EMA support, yeah. Horizontal support, RSI convergence, yes. Even bearish hidden divergence, yes. You've picked up on that. Bullish chart pattern. Don't know what you're seeing there. Bullish chart pattern, resistance in the way. Up there, you think? Okay. 1 to 3, even if we do get up there. And bullish price action. A high low is not bullish, but it's not certainly not bearish. You know, you want to see higher highs, higher lows. Therefore, you're making the sentiment's going with you. And as I said, if it makes another higher high, then we do have the buyers in there. All right. Well, double celebration, 18th and the 50th. Well, congratulations. All trades so far are good. That's good. I'm glad you're having fun trading. Is that a weekly chart or a daily? I think that might be weekly, is it? It looks like a weekly chart. It's hard to tell because I can't see what this is. If you're in eSignal, you right click. I'd have to show you. I don't have that version of eSignal, but you need to be able to see this. Let's see if I can get eSignal going. This is eSignal 11, but effectively, let's see if I can show you. It's if you right mouse click on the eSignal 10, right, and it's called Edit Studies, not Edit Charts. There you go, Edit Chart or Edit Studies, and Text in Data Window. Text in Data Window. Basically, if you highlight in your version being 10, if you highlight this, the currency pair, down the bottom here, it'll say a color, and it'll be white. You want to change that to black or something that you can see, because you can't see, and a lot of you have got the same problem. And see how you can see this one here? You can see that. So he's changed his color to black so you can see it. You can't see yours. But that is weekly. I'm pretty damn sure that that's a weekly chart. Take it to cancel. I don't want you actually. Just go away. Okay. So Kiwi dollar. Yeah, so you're looking at the weekly. Alright, so if you're looking at the daily, you've drawn this downtrend, and I've got extensions here, and it's getting close to that resistance level at 84. I'm getting close to overbought, but there's no sign of divergence yet. But 84 is in the sell zone. So trend reversal phase 2. Oh, hang on a second. Trend reversal phase 2 long. Horizontal support RSI divergence. Phase 2 long. Okay, I can't see any cyclicity here whatsoever, so I don't know how you get this is a phase 2 long. You're buying at 83.70. Target is 85. Mate, this doesn't make any sense to me. There's no cyclicity. I don't see you being exhausted at the end of phase 1. So it can't be reversal trade. There's no divergence that I can see. Not sure what the hell that is and why you're drawing that to get fib extensions up here. I mean, I can understand if you're setting it up saying, well, this is where I want to short. I want to short up here. And I'm just waiting for the divergence, and I'm waiting to see price action, but that's because I think this is in a range. Yeah? It has been in a range for some time. If we look at the weekly, this area here between 84 and 81 is quite important. I just can't see why you'd be looking at the weekly and looking at that. That doesn't make any sense. Why is the Kiwi so strong? Yeah, good question. The fundamentals of Norman sent over an article that was in the AFR last week about the Kiwi being, reason for being strong is because they've come through the financial crisis and paid the price of carrying the debt, and are now, clean as a whistle. With a strong, what is it? They got 1/3 of the global milk supply. but still it's a tiny GDP, it's a tiny economy, so I don't know why it's up here. It surprises me, and I think it should be a lot lower, but that's just my personal opinion, and you've got to trade what price action is showing you. So mate, the guy who's sent me this in, I need you to make sure you're looking at the daily charts, and I need you to be getting in for coaching, because this doesn't make sense that you're trading this phase 2 long when it's clearly not at the end of phase 2. Oh, sorry, you're not at the end of phase 1, so there's no phase 1 down for you to be going phase 2 long. Not compare when you compare that to something like the it's a downtrend going along. CAD Swiss. Not when you compare it to something like this. You're in a phase 1 down and you're looking for phase 2 long. Compare that to what you're trying to do with the Kiwi. Oh, shit. What you're trying to do with the Kiwi, it doesn't make sense, mate. So I need you to come in and have a chat with the coaches. I'm doing 0.5% on a phase 2 is just also dangerous. Today's entry, Swiss yen. Friday's entry closed as I do not trigger nor meet my entry requirements today. This trade will be interesting to see if it breaks through hard resistance. Yeah. Question online, do you close out the trade if it doesn't trigger the following day, or if it still meets the requirement? Leave it as a pending for another day. If it still meets requirements, you can leave it, but I don't want you guys to get into the habit of leaving orders in the system. That's my concern. Right? If you leave an order in the system and then days later it triggers and you go, well, shit, I didn't want that. That's my concern. I don't want that to be a habit. So effectively, I want you guys to be in the habit of pulling orders out, reassessing the market, and if it does fit your trade rules still, like the pound Aussie or this one, if you're looking at this one, then yeah, replace the order. It might be slightly different with your risk reward, and therefore your stop and your lot size might be slightly different, but in effect, if it still fits the rules, then yeah, you can replace it. Entry based offering low. Yeah. All good. 6 out of 10. Okay. Close and re-enter is better. Yeah, I'd prefer you to be into that habit. End of day trading doesn't take up hours of our time, so 3 seconds it takes to cancel the order, reassess it. You've still got the analysis there in eSignal. Reassess it. It might be that you might change the entry and the stop slightly. That possibly could be the case, and therefore your lot size might be slightly different. But if not, you can just re-enter the order. And you get a different order ID number, obviously, but yeah, that's the habit I prefer you guys to be getting into. Getting a few feedbacks from the email I sent this morning about all the crosses. Okay. You don't have to squeeze the price up. It makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? 20,000 bars. Yeah, 20,000 bars makes it a hell of a lot easier. Okay, what are we looking at? Pound CAD. You went short, did you? On the 31st of January. and you got to take it out here. Okay. Minor. Didn't sort of ever retrace, did it? And I hope the profit paid for the swap. Dollar rand. You always auto exit at 23.59. Okay. So you're when you create the trade, when you create the order, you set the time to expiry the next day, or today at 23.59. So it auto cancels. That's another way of doing it, rather than having to cancel your order and replacing it. So if it's not filled, it'll cancel. Cool. Trend reversal. You got this one that would have been a nasty piece of work. Adjusted your stop. You're still in the trade, aren't you? Because where's you should be moving your target though. You should be moving your target at the 50. So it stopped out at 8. It stopped out of what? 11.05. It must have been on this bar here, was it? That's 11.11, so it must have. Stopped to 13th of February, 11.05. I'm just wondering why you did that. 11.05. On the rand. See bottom of chart. Yeah, stopped out, but I don't see why that. I mean, if you're above here, and that's your reversal bar, that's your first reversal bar after entering the trade. I presume you got in here. That's your first reversal bar after entering the trade. You get seller bar, buyer bar, seller bar, and another seller bar, so your stop should be above that. So 11.05, I'm not sure, unless you thought this was a seller bar or considered this a seller bar and moved your stop above that. But yeah, you made a profit, but you know, you also left some on the table. I'm not sure why. Yeah. We entered there, went sideways for a long time. You know, buy a bar, sell a bar, buy a bar, buy a bar, sell a bar, buy a bar, sell a seller. So one reversal, and then this action we should be here, which would be effectively break even, but you'd still be in the trade. All right, Swiss yen. Oh, Swiss yen. Okay. Resistance, yeah. Minor resistance, yep. Good identification. 1460. Are you seeing that? Is that a lower high? You're seeing some minor divergence there, right? Reversal divergence. Interesting. It's basically converging. Forward 1 to 2. Okay, cool. Kurt's just emailed the prop calculator. In journal, when looking at daily setups, which is stronger bar signal? High, 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 low, or the bearish close lower than the usually the weekly bar on the dollar yen, which is the strongest signal? This bar here, well, I don't know if that's bearish, but you know, to me, this is if price. I mean, the sellers are dominating. That's true. But it did make a higher high at that point, and it hasn't made a lower low. So whilst the sellers are dominating, they haven't won the day yet, and there is a chance that the buyers could. I mean, you know, there could be. What am I trying to say? Is that you have a whilst the sellers are dominating, you want to. If the buyers get up, if the price gets back up here to the high of that, then who's winning? And you've got, you know, a higher high, a high, and two higher highs, and the buyers are here when up at the point of this bar. So there's no which one's stronger. I don't think. Well, the sellers are probably a little bit stronger. But if you place your order up here and you get triggered in, such as the case of the Swiss yen, it triggers you in this case it would be an engulfing bar, well then the buyers will be there at the end of the day, which is what you want to see. Dollar yen, cycle under the, or over the 50 EMA following a reversal. Okay, dollar yen is an example of that. If you're trading in an uptrend, clearly an uptrend there, yeah, you're not trading signals from this point in time here to go short. Same with the euro yen, same with the Swiss yen. You need to see a complete cycle underneath like that before you start looking at getting short. The Swiss yen, I don't think that you didn't get a sell signal. That is a cycle underneath, yes, but you didn't get a sell signal, so we're effectively still in the uptrend. Stop loss management. Pound Aussie question. Place the stop behind. Okay, trend continuation phase one. There's your name's not on this, is it? Don't mind if I show this. Place the stop behind most recent of the two strong bars as opposed to the first of the two strong bars, which is what I thought. Okay, Pound Aussie. What we're looking for, the reason why we use two consecutive bars is that it gives the price, or two consecutive buy bars, is because it gives price action enough room to move away from your entry, such as here, you know, away from your entry so that you can get your stop to break even without being too close to the market. So it's a reason to move a stop. It doesn't mean you have to. You can move, and you can move your stop anywhere. You can move your stop to there if you wanted to, but that doesn't make any sense, does it? You're either going to have it at break even, which is underneath this bar. You know, you're going to have it underneath that bar, which is at break even, or underneath this bar, which is where the the decent support is. You're not going to have it there. You're not going to have it up here. So that's the reason by the two consecutive buy bars is it gives price and action enough movement away so you can get your stop at break even and feel comfortable that it's not going to retrace and take you out the very next bar or the bar after. So that's the thinking behind that. You have a reason to move the stop. Where you place that is up to you. But I would suggest break even as to be the better spot for it. Okay. US, where's my stop? In here, we've got two strong buy bars, or two buy bars, right? There's 4 buy bars in a row. We've got buy bar 1, buy bar 2. Hey, come back here, you dog. Buy bar 2. Yep. Then we've got buy bar 1, buy bar, okay, buy bar, dog, piss off, go away, come here. You know what I'm talking about. Let's start again. So here's my 2 consecutive buy bars after the first 2. There's 1, there's 2. Yep. I don't want to get too close to that red line, otherwise I'll have the same problem. So I'm underneath that, which is also neatly underneath this as well. Yeah. Now I'll be waiting for reversal because I'm well in the money. Cool. That's it for the day, guys. Next one's on Wednesday. You got any questions? Send me an email. Otherwise, I'll chat to you on Wednesday. Good luck and happy trading. Calendar-wise, I don't think there's much until later in the week, but the US holiday is going to be pretty quiet. Make it pretty quiet today. Otherwise, all good, and we shall chat again soon. Cheers, guys.